Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Century, A New World. So Century, A New World is the third game in the Century series. It started with Century Spice Road, then Century Eastern Wonders last year, then Century, A New World has just come out. The way this game plays feels really straightforward. The difference between each of the games, I've found that Spice Road sits nicely and comfortably and really understandable because you're just trading cards. In Eastern Wonders, I found that having that board that you have to move your ship around to be able to do all of your trades really kind of, I didn't really like it. It wasn't quite as good as the first version, but when you join those two together, I kind of enjoyed that game. This one is it's different again. I actually really like that the whole series, each of the different games is different and feels different, even though you're kind of doing the same things. So with this game, you're kind of in a space where you can just go to areas and you've got to put a certain number of your people or meeples up to be able to access the area. And when you access the area, you get coloured cubes. The other player can access that area, but if you've got one guy there, they're going to have to put two guys there to be able to access it, but you get your guy back. So that balance is actually a really nice kind of funky thing of like, oh, I'll go and get that and hope that I can get my guys back so that I don't have to spend an entire round just taking all my guys back off the field, which is the kind of the downturn. Just like Spice Road. In Spice Road, you're taking the downturn to pick up all your cards. You're taking this downturn to take all of your guys back in. Points come from the cards that you're collecting. When you collect those cards, you collect tokens also, which can be manipulated to get some fairly good scores out of it. If you're not playing the token game, it's really hard to go anywhere near a win. But if you're combining those tokens, of course the tokens, they allow you to say I've got compasses for this token and I'm going to get 2 points for every compass I've got, but then this token I'm looking for combinations of compasses and dream catchers, for example. All of the compasses that get points for this token will also be able to be in the combinations for points for this token. So I found a couple of the tokens in there feel like they're the same thing. So maybe for every pair of dream catchers, and if you get two of them, you're actually doubling the score. And then going for those, that way of manipulating the tokens that you can get in, because you can only have 3 in a game. Manipulating those tokens is actually where this game's at, and kind of judging which ones are going to be really good, and then taking that token when there's a card above it that is able to speak into that token is a really worthwhile thing. There's a whole bunch of spots on the board that are covered up, and you need to collect these compass tokens to the cards that show the compass, to give you the ability to release one of those. And they can give you extra icons if you wish, or they could just give you more cubes or more people. Making that decision is really hard because you're not only looking at what am I going to get by taking this particular piece off, but what am I uncovering? What am I going to be able to do with it? There's a real crunch in that. And I've found that this game, in and of itself, it actually plays really nicely and really quickly, and there's enough to think about to make it interesting, but it's easy enough to be able to get people who don't necessarily play games to play it. I really like the fact that this game combines with both of the other games, so there's actually 3 other games within this box, so 4 games total within this box. This week I'm only talking about A New World. Next week I'll talk about all 3 of those games in one hit. So I'm not going to get into that at the moment, but I really like the fact that you're able to jump and change as you wish between these different combinations of games. So if you have all 3 of them, then you're looking at those 3 base games plus the game that combines these 2, plus a game that combines these 2 and these 2, which is another 3, plus the game that combines all of them. So you're looking at 7 games for 3 games worth of boxes. I've found that the understanding of the other games, or having the other games and playing the other games, makes playing this game really straightforward and really easy, because it's using the same iconography, it's using the same coloured cubes. They are different things, but they're the same coloured cubes. You'll probably notice in the videos that I'm calling them just merely by colour, and that's simply because, number 1, I don't need to remember what they actually are, but number 2, they're different in every game. For example, in this game, the yellow is corn, the red is meat, the green is tobacco, and the brown is fur. In the other games, it's something else. So having that, it's really good that they're the same colors, and you can use that manipulation of the same color strategies, and they manipulate the same way. So one is worth more than the other, and you've got the row of color, and they're the same color order as they are in the other two games. And having that is a really good thing. Having different names for them makes it more likely that I'm actually just going to call them by colour rather than worrying about what they actually are. Because worrying about what they are, I'm going to get confused. But when I go into another game, another version of the game, I'm going to be calling them the wrong one. So just being able to use colour is actually a really worthwhile thing to do. For me personally, that is. If you like to call things by what they actually are, then that's fine as well. Of course, you're allowed to. But you don't need to. You can get away with just calling the colour, and that's fine. I found this game relatively straightforward and really easy to come at. So look, go ahead and watch my Gamesplay and Gamesplanation. Get a feel for the game. Get a feel for how it plays, if you're going to like it or not. It sits really comfortably amongst the Azules and Reefs of this world, kind of in that area of playability for people who don't necessarily play other games. But when we get to next week and you're looking at the combinations of the games, we start getting a little bit more gamey, just a little bit, to kind of keep your head working. So you can manipulate which one you're playing for the group that you have around you to which way you wish to play the game, I guess. Look, I'll leave it there. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Gamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.